There'll be no FA Cup heroics for Kingstonian this season. A 2-1 defeat here at Horsham. Put an end to that. Hayden, frustrating evening?
Yeah, frustrating because the officials were so bad. I think that the team played very well. I think you've got a group of men in the dressing room that showed an amazing reaction, the reaction of winners, the reaction what is going to make this club very successful. And we needed that. They were criticised by me on Saturday. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes between Saturday and tonight. But today, I'm proud of the team. I don't let the result cloud my judgment. I know what I saw, and what I saw was a very, very positive step forward. And in my view, only the referee prevented us in the way that he managed the game. Not only the decisions, but in the way that he managed the game. Only the referee stopped us getting to the next round.
What particularly about the referee's performance tonight did you find frustrating?
I think that he had two big penalty decisions that were wrong. I think the penalty decision on Jake is wrong. Let's be fair, Horsham seemed to hit the floor pretty easily all night, particularly in the penalty area. I don't think that that's a penalty. I think that we have a penalty on the other end with the melee in the box. And I think that when you have a team that is determined to do anything that they can to slow the game down and play for decisions and play for fouls, the referee has to manage that better. And I know this referee, he's very poor, and it's not surprising to me that he completely ruined what would have been a tremendous team. Because don't get me wrong, I mean no disrespect to Horsham, I think Dom's done a great job. I knew it would be a really tough game, and I think Horsham are a really good side. So congratulations to Horsham. I don't want that to be misunderstood, because my frustration is today is not about Kingstonian v Horsham. Today is about Kingstonian v the referee.
As their management team were coming off the pitch, they seemed equally frustrated with the referee. Perhaps not about those penalty decisions, but about the red card and perhaps his management in the game as a whole as well.
And I think that is the biggest indicator of what I'm saying is right, because they've come off the pitch elated, but they've come off the pitch equally as annoyed with the referee. So listen, everybody can't be wrong, can they?
Moving away from the referee's performance, the 2 goals we conceded in the first half, I mean, one's a penalty, but have we allowed them a little bit too much room in the area for both of those goals? Possibly we have. I think Jake got caught probably wrong side for the penalty. Yeah.
If there was contact, I would say it was very minimal, but there's no question about it. He bought the penalty. The first goal was a little too easy down the left, in my view, and I think that was an issue in the first half generally.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think we were a little bit susceptible in the first half, both down the left and in general, to counter-attack. And I think that's something that we need to work on. We need to work on the players' positioning when we're out of possession, the players' positioning when the ball is in transition, because I think that we're seeing that teams will be very reluctant to take us on with the ball. So they'll sit in, they'll stay compact, but they'll be lively in the counter-attack. And to be fair to Horsham, I thought they were very good at that. I thought in the first half they caused us a few problems, and their front three did very well. And it wasn't until half time that we addressed that, and once we had addressed that in 1 or 2 areas, then I don't think it was so much of an issue.
Did we struggle to bounce back from that penalty decision? It felt like from then on till the end of the first half, we seemed a bit flat, and kind of like that decision had knocked a bit of the stuffing out of us.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think that when you come across what we come across Saturday, where every single effort seems to go in. Rob's just sat in the dressing room and said they've had 7 shots, every shot's gone in this season. That's no reflection on Rob at all. I think Rob's done a good job, and okay, I said maybe he could have done better with the second goal on Saturday. That's because I think so highly of him as a goalkeeper, not because it was a mistake, so let's be clear with that. So I think the second half, you're a little bit rocked. How would I assess that when the goal went in from the disaimed penalty? Is you've got to see it from the player's point of view. The best team on the pitch are now 2-0 down, because very clearly we were losing, but very clearly we were the best team on the pitch. So in the latter stage of the first half, yeah, you can understand one or two players are frustrated, one or two players are disappointed, but in half time we spoke about one or two things. In half time, really, I spoke about a change of shape, which I told the players we would do after 55, 60 minutes. And I thought the response from the players today was amazing. I thought that they represented Kingstonian very, very well. And we know everybody's disappointed, and we know the fans are disappointed, and the fans are as frustrated with we are. But listen, we wanted to do well in the FA Cup, but this club's had its day in the sun in the FA Cup last season. Let's understand that, and this season has always been about the league, and I haven't hidden away from that. So we'll take it on the chin, and we will look forward to Saturday.
Did we struggle a little bit to create chances today?
Well, I think the question is a good one, because I think in the first half, territorially, we had all of the ball, but the movement ahead of the ball needed a little bit of work. So we spoke at half time, it doesn't only come from the number 9, it comes from the midfield players, it comes from Gus, it comes from Cadell in their third man running, it comes from Tom Richards one side coming off the chalk and joining in, it comes from Harry the other side where he drops the ball off and he keeps going. So I felt exactly that at half time. I felt that we had a good control of the game, even though we were losing, but we needed to ask more questions of them defensively. So we looked to do that in the second half, and on another day I think it would have been a glorious comeback, and I think the players didn't deserve to lose.
A tricky start to the season with these last two games. How, I guess, you were fairly scathing on Saturday and more positive today. How do you reflect on the two games as a whole?
I reflect on it really easily. It's a big disappointment, but it's not a big concern. It's only happened to me once in my career that actually I got 1 point from the first 3 games. Obviously, let's not forget we won the first game of the season. But nonetheless, I understand the point. But on the only occasion I've had a situation that you've lost a couple of big games in the start of the season was 2 years ago. We lost the first game 3-0 to Tonbridge Angels. We lost the second game 4-2 to Bognor. The third game we went to Corinthian Casuals and we drew 1-1. And everybody's saying, "Oh, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?" And I say, "I'm not going to do anything, because it will change. The group is good enough," and that group got to the playoff final. And I have absolute faith in every single man in that dressing room that they will have an excellent season. So disappointed, really disappointed. You know me, I don't like losing. Frustrated, really frustrated. Concerned, not 1%. Not 1%.
And it doesn't get any easier playing Worthing on Saturday.
Listen, I think that there's some games in this league where even if you play well, you go to some fixtures, even if you play an amazing game, you can win, you can draw and you can lose. There are some teams in this league that if you play well, you know you're going to win. There are some games in this league where you can win, you can draw, you can lose. Cray is a game you can play very, very well and still not win. Not that I'm suggesting we did Saturday, but we saw that last season, yes. Horsham is a team that you can play very well and not win. Worthing is a team you can play very well and not win, because Worthing are a good team. Let's not forget, the first game, Cray finished second. The second game, Horsham were nestled very well just outside the playoffs in 6th, I think. And the third game, Worthing were top. So, we may win on Saturday. I'm confident of winning. We may draw, we may lose. But it won't change my mindset. and I would say to the Kingstonian supporters that they've got to trust me, they've got to trust the players. This is a group that have brought, largely a group that have brought real pride back to this club, and they will do again. There's no question that they will. If we lose on Saturday, which I don't think that we will, but if we do, we will lose to a good team, and then we look to Wingate, and things will change.